Last one is good on fucking awkward. Are you going? Mm-hmm. Can you show the number? Oh yeah. It's open now. It's attached to it. Yeah.
Reverse standing preacher curl. I want to have my elbows right on top of the bench. This is an incorrect movement because anything past 45 at your forearms here, you're unloaded. And that's the most important part of your arm wrestling match, is this space right here. So you want to keep your upper arm 90 degrees to the floor, perpendicular to the floor. So you stay loaded throughout the whole motion. Being down here and being most of your resistance being at the bottom of the movement isn't going to suit you in an arm wrestling match. You want to work on this space up here. That's why you're staying kind of upright. Now I'm not using a terribly huge amount of weight on this, but I'm going to go fairly high reps. It's a tiny little muscle you're working on here. Brachioradialis. About halfway down. Next up is this, using this dumbbell with the offset handle, made for me by Terry Palaszczuk. Notice we got only 30 pounds on here, but 20 is on one side, 10 is on the other. And the whole reason behind that is, as you're doing the curl, it's trying to pull your hand over. And just a partial again. Now, if you notice the flow of the workout so far, we're starting working on pronated with the brachioradialis, brachialis that's been coming around. Now we're fully supinated. We're going to work on biceps. This is the same concept of the first exercise we did. You don't want to lean over the bench like before, because in the top half, the most important half for arm wrestlers, you're going to be completely unloaded. If you guys don't understand any of this, or you need to ask me some questions, feel free, send me a message. More range down to about half, and I'm staying right on top of my upper arm perpendicular to the floor, as I said, with the reverse curls. Get in position. Okay, this next one is the finish. This is the finish of the elbow flexor half of the arm wrestling workout. And I'm basically going to polish this off with a superset. I'm going to start with partial hammer curls, and then when I'm near fatigue, I'm going to turn it inside, fully supinated, and I'm going to do partial bicep curls. And that's all without rest. is a wrist curl with a revolving deadlift handle. Now this is the Rolling Thunder as sold by Iron Mind. It's basically a plastic or a metal sleeve over top of another metal tube, and there's a lot of friction here. So I mean, it's really nothing you can't make yourself, right? This, on the other hand, is a revolving deadlift handle from Fat Bastard Barbell Company. There's no friction here. It's much harder to hold on to because it's all you. There's nothing stopping that weight from coming out of your hand. Up to this point, this is what I thought was the best handle for this exercise, and it's the one that I was using. This thing has a torsion spring inside it, so it moves very smoothly because it's also on bearings. But as you turn it, there's more resistance because of that torsion spring inside of it. It tightens the further you get in the range of motion. So as I'm getting closer to my end range, it's tightening up in the handle. For me, that's where I want to be the strongest. That's where the most resistance is, right there. Okay, this next exercise I'm going to do here is wrist hammering. Now it's not traditional sense of doing it. I'm doing it over a preacher bench, trying to simulate where my arm would be in a match or close to it. And the exercise is just in this bridge of the wrist right here. I'm going to get my grip low, I'm going to pull that up so this is parallel to the floor, and I'm going to hold it for time. I've seen a lot of very good arm wrestlers come in here and could not do anything with this, with even a couple of pounds on here. And those are the guys that are going to lose in a strap really quickly. Here we go. In case you guys are wondering, I'm actually staring at a clock on the wall and trying to beat my time from last week. Now the next exercise I'm going to show you guys is the one that I probably get the most questions about. It's the board holds. Now the whole concept behind this is it teaches you to keep your fingers like that. I've heard guys call it cupping. That's where you want your hand to be in an arm wrestling match. Guys, typically when they want to increase their static strength, they'll hold a thick-handled dumbbell or something of that nature, but that still puts you in that position. In that position, you're giving up leverage, and your hand is already partially open. So being strong right there isn't good enough. This will teach you, you're holding it about halfway down your fingers, to stay in that position. It makes you strong right there. You also want to keep your elbows in nice and tight, because if you're out here, well, it's not really that position, is it? Okay, the last exercise I'm going to do today is rice bucket. Yeah, I'm taping again. Here we are. Travis is going to attempt 315. Don't touch it. Yeah, baby! Travis gets 315 today for the first time ever. How do you feel?
I feel
Good. She's going.
Manitoba phone book. Thick. Oh, wait. There you go, Roland. That's for you, buddy.
Done deal. Hey guys, I'm hoping you can hear me okay. I want to show you a couple exercises I'm incorporating for side pressure. Now, I don't normally train side pressure, but I find in my last couple of tournaments I was in, when I get into a position that requires side pressure, that's where I end up getting hurt, my tendons inside my elbow, that sort of thing. So I'm going to do two different movements. Now, when I see a lot of people train for side pressure, they're doing a straight sideways motion. Well, I'm going to put a little twist on it. I'm going to train, one of the movements is going to be fully supinated and one is fully pronated. Because whenever I get caught in a position where I need side pressure, I'm either pushing through this way, or I've got the guy's hand, he's flop wrist, and I'm coming down like this, and I need that little extra oomph right here to get the match finished. So the first one I'm going to do is like this. I hooked a piece of rope up to my cable stack. I'm not going to use a huge amount of weight because it's something that really needs to be built up over time. And this is the movement right here. And when we train our table time or anything on the table, I always encourage everyone to do a tabletop pin. Don't aim just for the pin pad or the pin string. Go right to the tabletop. And the reason for that is some pads have a different thickness than others. You don't want to get caught in a situation where you flash a guy, you touch the string, you come back up, and the referee hasn't called the win, or just strong enough to finish the match, hit the guy right through the table. There's never going to be any doubt on that. Flip it over the other way. Now, that's it. Those are the two exercises. I do a couple of sets of each of those at the end of my arm wrestling workout. I'm just incorporating those. I'll let you know how it goes. For those of you that are wondering what my posts are all about, for the top 10 questions for the beginner arm wrestler, just to give you a little clue on that, I'm going to be doing a conference call coming up, and it's going to be open to everyone that wants to call in, and it's going to be geared towards the beginner arm wrestler. And I'm going to attempt to, along with all the guests I'm going to have on the call, answer all those questions. And details coming soon. Okay kids, here at SB's Gym again. I'm going to show you guys a better video closing the number 3 Captain's Crush. You guys see that? Can you make out the 3? Squish some chalk into the numbers so you can see it a little better. Or worse. Number 3, yes? Put a set grip. There it is. Camera's rolling. Start our workouts for arm wrestling type training. We start with some form of a pull-up or chin-up. We do a hammer style grip because again we're trying to mimic all the movements in an arm wrestling match. And we start with a chin-up type movement because it is a compound movement. You should always start your exercises for strength with a multi-joint compound movement. Muscles we work in this exercise are the lats, elbow flexors, teres major, and posterior deltoid. Stabilizer muscles that were used throughout this exercise. The first ones are your hand, wrist, and forearm because you have to hold that position. There's not a lot of resistance there, but you get the isometric contraction. There's no movement of the wrist, but you have to keep yourself in a positive position and basically just hang on. The isometric contraction from the serratus is the one you get when we're pausing and doing a bit of a static isometric contraction right at the top of the exercise. You've got to keep your elbows in like this. That's where you get your isometric contraction for your serratus. Okay, right, got it. Right there, from Here's Perry doing the 235 smooth side out plate pinch. Wow, nice. Hold it, hold it. Good. Uh-oh. Helps when you got big monkey paws. Go! You get it? Right!
Full pause in this pitch? IPF is stricter than ISP. With commands? Yeah. Okay. Oh. Correct. Up! Rack! Check the video.
the guy says you're gonna eat lightning and you're gonna crap thunder.
Okay guys, the original plan I had for today, I was going to shoot for 315 for a power clean. I think it's very obtainable. I don't think I'm going to have too much trouble with that. Problem is, my arms are killing me. I've been training pretty hard for my upcoming super match in February. So, instead of risking injury, I'm going to switch it up and go for the trap bar deadlift and see what I can do there. Okay guys, we just witnessed this kind of me just puttering around. I'm taking it easy on all of the workouts except for my arm wrestling workouts right now. As most of you already know, I got the big match coming up with Tim Bresnan for the UAC heavyweight belt. That's my main focus right now. I'm not going heavy on bench, I'm not going heavy on squats, deadlifts, anything like that, man. Everything is focused on arm wrestling. I'm bringing home that belt. Merry Christmas, everybody. This might be the last video you see until New Year. So have a safe and happy holiday. And if you drink, don't drive.